Hey everybody, it's Kat here, and for my first video on this channel, I decided I have seen a lot of videos that describe differences between like Japan and America, probably because there is a ton of people in America who are interested in Japan. I want to go visit Japan, probably not live there, but I want to visit there. But I mean, I didn't really look it up, but I'm pretty sure there's not as many videos that show the difference between America and Germany, which is where I'm living now. No, I am not a German citizen. I am still an American citizen. I've been living here for January, February, March, April, May. Almost 6 months now, so almost half a year. My husband has been living here for a year and a half, which I'll talk about in another video, although you'll probably be able to guess why at the end of this video. But anyway, so I feel like I've lived here long enough to at least give, and legitimately lived here. Like, I'm not staying in a hotel. This is my actual house, apartment. It's a house. But I actually live here. I have not been back to America, or even in any other country, even any close ones. I have not been there since I got here back in December of 2014. So anyway, I'm gonna get started, and first I'm gonna talk about the housing, how that is different. If you have your own standalone house in Germany, you can consider yourself extremely lucky. Because, and I think the reason why is because there's a big population in Germany, especially like in places like Berlin. I live in Wiesbaden, so it's a bit smaller, so it doesn't seem like it's quite as crowded, but how everyone lives is at least you're in an apartment of like three, at least like three standing tall. Because our building, we have 3 apartments on this side and 3 on that side, and then there's a building right like connected to our wall over there, another building with 6 apartments. So it's a little bit annoying because you feel like you don't get as much privacy, and if you want to live in your own house, you have to live like way out in the country, and you have to be kinda wealthy, or at least I believe that's how it is. You have to have a little cash on you in order to be able to pay for your own house. So yeah, that's definitely one thing I like about America better than Germany. So another thing about Germany is, which I think is true in the case of like every European city, like even in England, I've been there to visit my relatives, the streets are tiny. They are made for tiny cars, and they only take in consideration exactly how much room is there for the car, because people can park on the curb. And if there's cars on either side of the curb, you have a car coming this way and one coming this way, someone is literally going to have to pull over. Or like, even if there's just one side, if you're in a residential area, someone's going to have to pull over so that the other car can go through. So you're both sitting there waiting to see, alright, who's going to be the one who's going to pull over? Usually it ends up being me, because I'm like, I don't want to deal with this, I don't want to sit here all day, I'll just pull over. But I'll see people, because we live on a military base over here, so I'll see in the base these people with their big old American trucks, and I'm like, you're only fitting that on the base. You are not fitting that anywhere else. Probably barely on, the only place you can go is the base and the freeway, like the Autobahn or whatever. That's it. And even the Autobahn can sometimes be a little iffy for if you're going to make it or not, because I think their semis are even actually skinnier than ours are too. Or at least it seems like that. I don't know. For that, I could just be crazy. The next thing, which I am actually kind of okay with, is how Germany treats their pets. Specifically dogs, though. Dogs in America, for those who don't know, when they go outside, they can only go to places like Petco or PetSmart. That's pretty much it, unless they're a seeing eye dog, or your therapist dog, you know, you need them, otherwise you'll freak out. Everyone hate me for that, but I think so many people are just being ridiculous with that. Apparently everyone will have a nervous breakdown in the world. So apparently it's not anything that needs to be treated because we're all just going to have nervous breakdowns. But anyway, but that's the only time the dog will be able to go out. And the veterinary care is good. I'm not saying we have bad veterinary care. But over here, me and my husband, we went to a mall, like a mall type area, which actually, let me cut in, the malls are different too. They're not real malls, like in a building with a bunch of little stores. They're more like a shopping center it's open and there's streets and you can like sit outside literally in the walkway and it will be cold or hot depending on the weather. But me and my husband, we were there with some friends at a mall, a shopping center, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And we have our dog, which is a pulley. And since you probably don't know what a pulley is, I'm going to leave a link down in the description. She's a sheared pulley though, so when you see that picture, looks are deceiving. She doesn't look exactly like that. You'll see her in later videos or whatever, but she doesn't look exactly like a pulley does. But anyway, we took her and we walked into a McDonald's, walked right up to the counter. Anybody could easily see her. We weren't trying to smuggle her. No one said anything. We took our dog into a fast food restaurant. No one cared. People bring their dogs in. We took her into a clothing store. And I can't go everywhere because there are some places that still say no dogs allowed. Like even in that same shopping center, one clothing store we could take her to. We tried to go over to another one and we got turned away at the door saying someone had to stay outside the store with her because she couldn't go in. I don't know why. I don't know. It's weird how they'll sometimes do that. Especially, they don't know it, but she's a dog who doesn't shed. She's very well behaved. So, yeah. Another thing is customer service. Now, in America, I guess the only reason customer service is good is because if it's not, you'll get complaint cards and people stop showing up. And if something even happens, like it's the person's fault, like that guy at McDonald's who spilled his hot coffee that he ordered on himself and sued McDonald's, he won. So, you know, in America, let's be honest, we're a lot more likely to sue people. We go a little crazy with it. But that's because our legal system deals with things fast. Over here in Germany, I heard a story, a woman, she had a cup of coffee, and after she drank it, she got like some kind of poisoning. I don't want to make it sound too dramatic. It may have been a life-threatening poisoning. I know she's okay, but don't take my word 100%, but I know she did get like some kind of food poisoning. And what did the coffee shop give her for, you know, compensation? Oh, sorry, here's a free cup of coffee. Yeah, in America that would not fly. But I think that's partly because over here in Germany, legal situations can take forever. I heard someone saying they had one, and it's been 12 years since this whole case started. They apparently don't care, so customer service is admittedly kind of bad. And I'm not just saying this as American. I have an Austrian friend who lives here. She's lived in Austria her whole life, and she's like, yeah, our customer service pretty much sucks. So another thing with driving and like the streets and roads and stuff, it is really annoying because they have speed cameras. And I'm not saying speed cameras are necessarily a bad thing, but what they love to do, especially on like the Autobahn, is, you know, it's speed free, then they'll drop you down to 130, then like, I don't know, not even maybe 1 kilometer, and they'll drop it down to 100, another kilometer, they'll drop it down to 80, speed camera. And even if you're on the brakes slowing down, if you're that unlucky person who goes by first, you're getting a ticket. They're not much, they're only like 20 euros, but you will get a ticket. And if you get too many of them, your license gets revoked. But it is so annoying because of how they use them. They don't do it right. They make you slam on your brakes on the freeway, which isn't safe, so that you don't get a speed ticket. Because that's the only way you're not going to get ticketed by the speed camera. It just doesn't make sense how they do it. Speed cameras, they can be a good thing, but you have to use them correctly. not just drop the speed all of a sudden and say, oh, no, you're going too fast. I was slowing down. No, I don't care. You were going too fast. Ticket for you. So the last thing I can think of, for now at least, is licenses in Germany. For them, for native Germans, if you want to get a license, it's going to cost you 3,000 euros and like 6 weeks of a class, I think. And it's not like a optional class like driver's ed is. It's not optional, you have to take it. For driver's ed, you can do it for free or relatively cheap depending which route you go, and it's not required, but it's a good idea because your insurance also goes down. No, here, 6-week class, 3,000 euros. I lucked out, and because if you live on a military base, then you're an American citizen, obviously, and how you do it is you go to the base and you go to this driver's testing center and you get the manual. It's exactly like a manual at home for driving, you just read that. And then, except it doesn't obviously say, like, you know, press go on the pedal, because if you're in the military, you have to have your stateside license before you can get a license over here. Even if you have your permit, not good enough. You need an actual license. And so you go in, you study for the test, then you go in on the morning you said you were going to come, you sit through 2, like 1.5 hour videos about, no, not 1.5, like an hour and 10 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes, I don't know, way too long anyway, bring them out and do. And you take a 100 question, something like that, number test. And if you pass, they hand you a paper copy of your license, you give them $10, and then you just wait for your license to show up. So it's a heck of a lot cheaper, and it's not like you pay every time you take the test. No, you don't pay until you get your license. Because I had to take the test like 2 times, I didn't pay 3 times. I only paid once that 3rd time when I got my license. That was it. So I'll admit, we're lucky and thankful on that, but true, I don't know about the native Germans, ours only lasts 5 years, but we'll be fine anyway, and it's like super cheap to replace it too, but it's not like you really even need it for 5 years. And we can also upgrade to an international driver's license for free. We just have to go in, and international means you could drive in France and Germany and England, and that's what that means. Mine only works in Germany. My husband has an international one. But so anyway, that's all the differences I can think of right now. If you can think of anything, leave them in the comments below, or, I don't know, link another video, whatever you feel like doing. So that is it, and I will see you next time. Bye!